Hello Jammers, welcome to part 5 and our final episode of our Ice Mountain video journal. Jump right in. I had these pieces from the Bratz Mansion that I had to tidy up and add a little to. I didn't do really a whole lot because it was just too intricate, but here I did try to salvage some of what was on the back. It didn't do so well, and I did get a few things off there, those candles, but I used a screwdriver. There's a glue under it that's just too strong, and I gave myself a nice little cut. This TV, I was able to pull that little nib off and then glue it to the TV, so that was salvaged. I won't use it for this project, but it was worth trying to get off. Here's just an overview of where I'm at this point. Lots of painting going on, touch-ups, ceilings getting glitter everywhere. How I love this project for the glitter. I'm using some glitter puffy paint to meld that fan art into the wall. I love that. It is so perfect, and it will definitely add to the pizzazz of the unit. In the corner and on the edges and anywhere I can find, I'm just adding puffy paint so nothing looks real raw. It just looks more blended in. And we got lots of dark glitter going on the ceiling of the nightclub. I have a hole there so I can attach a light, which I'll show you further into the video. And it's just overall, I love the way the ceilings came out. They're perfect, wonderful. Okay, here's a big step in this project, attaching the 13 Wishes Spectra playset. And I'm just hoping it works. I've just blobbed on caulking wherever because I don't know what's gonna touch and what's not gonna, but I'm trying. So fingers crossed I can set it in and get it there. And I did, and I got it all taped down, holding it in place until it dries in the back, and then I've used my caulking, which is clear. All that white will dry clear, but I'm painting it anyway. I've got that all sealed in. I did decide on that side to have like a coat room over there, a coat check. It just looked better when the pieces were the same on both sides, so that was a decision I made. But I've added lots of caulking just to be as secure as I can. Here's the little light I was talking about. I got this some Halloween years ago. It was orange. I primed it with my Zinsser, and it's got a little strobe effect. It just took a few extra minutes to add that. I will attach it up here using Velcro and just add some spice. I did say that I primed it and then painted it with white. I'll put the Velcro on. It's got a really good stick, but then I like to take a little caulking and put it around the Velcro to kind of hold it in. And this way I'll be able to take it off and change the batteries should I have to do that. Also, when I put the Velcro on the top, I will also put caulking around those pieces of Velcro. Just a little extra, me being me, trying to make sure that it stays for a good long time after putting the effort into it. Here we go. Shout outs. Thank you, SPF family. You're the best. Okay, what do we got here now? Oh, the bathroom is done. This piece was way too intricate, and I just couldn't get into the spot, so I had to make do with what I have. I like the way it turned out. Got just enough to be different, not too much to be hard, and it looks good in here and it fits well. I've got that all caulked in. Of course, that will dry clear, but I'm going to repaint over it anyway. I'm glad I did all my experimenting with colors. It's really helped me to be able to put this stuff in and see where I'm at and what I do got to touch up. When that caulking dries, of course, I will paint everywhere, top, bottom, sides. Blends in well, the door works good. I am a happy camper at this point. Oh, and then we have the kitchen piece for our studio apartment. Wonderful. I love the black. The black on the top worked perfectly for just needing that pull-in. Not too fond of the 1980s dusty rose and gray, but you know, it works. So here I decided instead of one solid floor to split it up a little bit. It just didn't look at all one color. It was too bland, and I just added that. So that's set in, that's caulked, waiting to dry so I can do touch-ups. And I'm feeling pretty good at this moment. So then we go up into the DJ area. Of course, it wasn't quite perfect up there, and I had put the little extra triangle foam board. So I've covered that up with some leftover stuff from Crystal Winters supplies I had. I used my masking tape to make a second one, and what I'm making here is a pretend shelf with some fake records to put in the background. And here you see how it will look, so it doesn't look quite so boring behind the DJ. It'll look like two shelves. So I just got some hole punches from my scrapbooking supplies, really simple. Punch the black one, then punch a middle color for the record label, and a dot for where the, where they go in the record player rod thing. So I'll stick those on. I'm using silicone on all, or caulking on all of the stuff that goes on the foam board to make sure it sticks. Nice touch. In the end, it ends up looking really good. Here's my light. I've added a little fun and glitter to it. And my Velcro is all ready. And that can go up. But I'm going to let that sit. I'm showing you here, but I let that sit for quite a few days. I think just last night I finally put it up for permanent. Permanent meaning I feel confident the Velcro's not going to fall off. So here I am at the point where I'm finally starting my touch-ups to cover all the caulking I've done to blend these pieces into the big unit. And I'm just showing you how I'm working the colors, and now I have to layer up and make everything match. This paint is so wonderful. The sparkle on it is amazing. I did end up putting that all over the light blue beams and icicles and stuff. You can barely tell so much and it's on the stairs too. You can barely tell on the blue on the video, but in real life that stuff twinkles so much off the light. I love that detail, and it really stinks that, oh well, let's take a shout out break. Shout out that that's not going to show as good later. There I have that done. Oh, I'm playing with more glitter puffy paint. Now again, I'm just filling in, going back, saying, okay, where do I have anything that looks not so great? Let me add to fix it, and let me add for fun. So this glitter paint, the glitter puffy paint, is really looking like icicles, and I end up going through 2 bottles of that stuff. And we have some eye candy jewels I'm adding. Whenever I use the stickers, I put a couple dabs of glue behind it just to make sure it stays. I'm eyeballing some Christmas ornaments I dug out of our stuff to just add here and there wherever it might be. Of course, I'm not going to go in the way of the elevator. Okay, what do I have over here? Over here, I've primed the dance floor. I don't want that blue sticking out. I've primed kinds of stuff because I have it out, and I'm doing glitter paint and glitter puffy paint and all the hinges. I don't like hinges showing, just my thing. And looking around going, this is cool. Now I started the sign. Of course, I'm not going to tell you what name I picked for the dance club. I will tell you I had to switch the wording to nightclub because there was only one of each letter in the one pack of letters, so it's called the nightclub instead of the dance club. And now I have white caulking. I want to add more texture, more dimension, and use it to fill in more gaps and make things look less like a piece of foam board. So I'm just using that caulking to do that anywhere I should please. Now here I was going to use the craft paint, but I thought, that stuff is flat, it takes fingerprints, it won't be very strong. So I pulled out my indoor house door paint, just regular old interior paint. It's a semi-gloss and it's bright white, and I decided to do that on the outside instead of the craft flat paint. You can see right here perfectly how I wanted the difference between the inner and the outer of the unit, and it worked out really well. So that paint is far more durable, and it can handle fingerprints and getting bumped and be just wiped off once it cures. So that took a little bit of time. Happy time. I think I pulled 3 all-nighters when I was at this point because I was so excited to see things happening. Icicles everywhere with the glitter puffy paint, the diamond, and now I want to put in the DJ booth. Good old clear caulk works for so much stuff. It's a great adhesive, especially with plastic. So I got one chance here, hopefully, to get it right without any mistakes. I did put a little bit of caulking on the handle so that wouldn't unhinge, And then now I'm setting this in place very, very carefully. And I think I got it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it, Wendy. I just need to leave it until it dries. Yes, that's pretty easy. Pretty easy, and voila, it's done. Sorry for those noises in the background. That was just Gracie coming home from school. All right, now I got these glitter balls, which I bought back in Christmas to have for this project, looking ahead. And I'm using some whole, and I'm cutting some in half with a utility knife. And they stick on really easy and quickly with some silicone. Hot glue would probably work, but it tends to melt the foam, so I just didn't take that chance. And I am doing a lot of them. I didn't have any height to have one glitter ball, however they usually do that in discos and stuff. But I had spaces to fill, and of course, we said from the beginning, this thing is gonna be just glitter puke everywhere and sparkly. So I did lots of them. They were super handy to use. So I put together that awesome happy hour playset, and it doesn't quite fit. So if I want the back bar in, I am going to have to trace it, cut it, and press it in the wall like I did with that. I have a curvature here that I didn't account for, so it sticks out more here and then dips in. So this might gain me the width of at least 1.5 inches right there. Well, let me decide if that's what I want to do. Oh, yeah, you know I did. It just made it so much better to have that piece. So I have a hole, and I now have to size it. And all that work, well, it still paid off because the edges look good. So, okay, more added to my list. Let me work on this. I can do it. I know I can. Well, I got it in there really good. I have some gaps here that are going to show on the other side. That's a little bit of a challenge, but luckily I have these hot glue sticks, which are iridescent, my favorite glitter puke, and I've put it in my hot glue gun, so it kind of looks like that. And I'm going to work it into any big gaps. If it comes out, then it'll just look like icicles and match the rest, luckily enough. Then we got this, which we can see through, so I've hooked up a contraption here. Luckily I have that flap which covers all this stuff from the back, from the side. Anyway, I need a little space here because when the bottles go there, if they don't have room, then they're gonna fall in. I don't want that to happen. So I've salvaged a little bit of this stuff I can still have in the background, and I'm gonna glue that on there. So that'll give me some space to let those wine bottles come in. Still have this in the background. And then I think I'm gonna put a piece of cloth around the whole thing, so if it does happen to show off the sides with that gap I'm making, it should be covered. All right, well, let me get that done. So as I told you in the last part, I will show this and how I put that together and everything in a separate video on its own, because it's kind of pertinent to other projects for other people. Look at the clearance. I just made it in my height for this thing. In that video I will have a ruler and show heights. Look right here, I made a big mistake that I didn't notice until afterwards. Look at my racks there, they don't match up. There actually is a top and a bottom, so I have to live with that. Luckily we got good old wax to push some bottles in against there. Ugh, frustrating, but what am I gonna do? I'm happy with the way it looks and the way it fits in, and this is a really cool set and is going to add to this. I'm going to add some mirrors just because I'm decided to use this couch because I liked that it had the lattice in the back and it looked more see-through instead of solid. Of course, the first one I picked was too big. Shout outs once again. So here we have an overview, and you see on the bottom I just put some tulle behind it, and then I'm going to do a cloth and the tunnel thing, and that just gave it some more dimension. I don't think I highlighted that in any of this so far, sorry about that. Here's where I'm going to leave you. This is what's going on at this point, and yes, I was sneaky. I did not show the name I picked. I covered it up with tape. I will play with this. Very simple to make a knot for her to hang on, and I end up adding some of that fake snow, the stuff we use in the Crystal Winter and the shade, what do you call that? In the snow globe type look. I got lots of that left over. And I'll add a little here and there, and of course we'll get the dolls ready for the reveal. I am going to do the reveal in 4 sections for each floor because it just seems to show better that way, and it'll be shorter. And here inside the doll room, of course, I had to finish the mural, so now we have a proper 360 all the way in that room. On the back, I did have to double back and do a little bit of paper mache for strength. Here it is, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us for all 5 of these episodes, and we'll see you very soon on the reveals. See you next time. Thanks for everything.